I'm Chris Billam-Smith, WBO cruiserweight champion of the world. My club is AFC Bournemouth. Up the cherries. My club is AFC Bournemouth. Lived in Bournemouth since I was 3 years old. Used to play football in my back garden and be able to hear the stadium when I was a young kid. Got into School of Excellence as a 9-year-old. We went to, my parents got us tickets for Easter one year to go and watch them at Wembley in the Auto Windscreens Cup final, beat by a golden goal to Grimsby. But yeah, so they've been a big part of my childhood and yeah, obviously my local team. I've got a few FC Bournemouth heroes, to be honest. There's Steve Fletcher, he's got the North Stand named after him now. Just an absolute legend at the club. Still works at the club as well. Still speak to him. I think, you know, the North Stand is where I used to sit as a season ticket holder, and now the stand's named after him. But yeah, he's a club legend, and rightly so. Best player I've ever seen play live, probably going to be Nathan Ake. Just phenomenal for us. Obviously sold him to Man City, now he's a treble winner. And a lovely bloke as well. But yeah, I think Nathan Ake is the best player I've ever seen play live for Bournemouth. Especially for Bournemouth, we haven't spent loads of money on, you know, massive names at all. We've got Gary Cahill on loan one season, which was like a big signing for us, and he brought in some valuable experience. And then obviously when back in League Two, I think we signed Wade Elliott for like £5,000 from like a local non-league club. And then he ended up selling him to Burnley many years later. He's a phenomenal player. Probably Jordan Ibe. He played phenomenal at times against big teams, but then like the rest of the time he never really performed, and he was like 15 million, and at the time I think he was either our biggest signing or one of. He had a lot of issues outside the club and stuff, but went in talking of football terms, and I guess Jordan Ibe. Match day snack, well, I'll go for one that's out of camp. I did used to enjoy a pie back in the day. Now it's just like a chocolate bar, a double decker, which is a random one, but they always seem to sell them at the stadium. Bournemouth versus Cardiff in the Carling Cup, I think it was at the time, the League Cup. It was a Tuesday night game, and I was about, I can't remember, I was 14, 15, I think. And we were 2-1 down, and I think James Hayter scored in like the 89th, 90th minute to go 2-2 when it went extra time. Then we conceded early on extra time. Then the 118th minute, Brian Stocks scored this free kick. And like both, obviously, that James Hayter goal right at the end of normal time, place erupts because it's like a last minute equaliser. Same happens at the end of extra time, a place erupts. We actually lost it on penalties in the end, but it was against Cardiff, and it was the best game I've ever been to, even though, you know, ended up in defeat, but it was just an absolute epic game, and yeah, I fully enjoyed being there that night. The Auto Windscreens Cup final, losing golden goal, because golden goal was like a new thing, and now it doesn't even exist. So yeah, I think the heartbreak of that, I think I was like 7 years old at the time as well, and it's like, they scored, it's like, oh, that's it then. There's not even like a down and then like, right, let's go, because there is no go after a golden goal, that was it. It's devastating. I just remember just being absolutely gutted. AFC Bournemouth's biggest rival. Well, like Southampton, like a Bournemouth try and make a rivalry, but it's not, because they've got Pompey. Watford like a rivalry. In recent years, Watford, but obviously, I guess Southampton would be classed as biggest rivals. He's just left us, but Junior Stanislas was so good when he was playing. He got absolutely riddled with injuries. I think he would have been one of the best players ever to play for us. He was at my fight when I won the world title, came in afterwards, just before I got stitched up with a couple of the other lads, and just, yeah, it was great to see him. I'll go for my mate who used to play for us, Aaron Ramsdale. Obviously, I went and watched him, Arsenal and Bournemouth at Arsenal. We were 1-0 up and he made an unbelievable save, and I was just like secretly buzzing for him, gutted for us, but you know, he made an unbelievable save, which I believe won Save of the Month that month in the Premier League. So yeah, no, Rambo's he's my man, so I'll go for him. A new manager now, who I don't know a huge amount about, but the club's in a good place. New owners last year, stayed up, and are now a very forward-thinking club. So I'm feeling very positive about the future. We haven't made any signings yet, so I'm going to go 12th and a little run in one of the cups, in FA Cup, maybe like a quarter-final in a league or FA Cup. Yeah, I fancy us to have a good season.